Okay, so I've read the text called Shakespeare's Sister, and it's written by Virginia Woolf. But first of all, I want to give an introduction to what modernism is. And it is marked by a strong and international break with tradition. And this break includes a strong reaction against established religious, political, and social views. Um, it is also a um, it's also about the belief that the world is created in the act of perceiving it as it is, and that is the world is what we say it is, and Virginia Woolf. Which brings us to Virginia Woolf, who is a modernistic writer, and some even say that she was the forefront of of modernism, and Virginia Woolf was she wrote experimental novels, and she was using a lot of interior monologues and this stream of consciousness, and that brings us to the story, Shakespeare's Sister. This is like a fiction. This is fiction, and it's an extract from one of her essays. It's fiction, and it's a hypothetical story of a woman called Judith, who is Shakespeare's sister. And so the baseline is she has the same gift and the same interest as Shakespeare, but she's a woman. Now, that means she doesn't have the same opportunities as he does, and that is really what Virginia Woolf really wants to highlight here. So the story is about Judith, of course. In the first day of her life, she's at home while Shakespeare's in school, and she is doing all these like housewife preparations, preparing to be a real housewife, and that's what all women were going through in the younger state part of their lives, and but she loved reading, she loved poems, she loved literature, and one day, but her family, her parents, they didn't want her to they wanted for her to get rid of all that, because that wasn't anything that was worth pursuing at that time, because women were not accepted like that. So, but anyway, one day, her father comes home, tells her that she has to marry this other guy, and she gets really upset, and she ends up running away from home, ending up in London, where she thinks, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pursue my dreams. I'm going to be an actress. And when she arrives, the men laughed at her, because no woman at that time had ever been an actress, and it was just not normal. So she got her offer was refused, of course, but then this guy, Nick Green, who was the actor manager, he felt bad for her, and that ended up, he tried to help her in some way, and she got a child, and after that committed suicide, and that pretty much covered it. So so the problem in the story is that Judith, she had the heart and the properties of a true artist like Shakespeare, but she was caught up in a woman's body, and therefore it was worth nothing. And that is also what Virginia Woolf was talking about in her life. She also had these problems. She had a well-educated brother. She wasn't educated at all. She read a lot, so that's why her language is this formal. But she wasn't educated, and that's also something that bothered her a lot. And she was also affected a lot by mental illness. And so we definitely have some kind of relation between Judith and Virginia Woolf. It's definitely a reflection of her life. This story is definitely a reflection of her life. And she also committed suicide. In the end, she drowned herself. And so the theme would be women's rights, and talking about what's wrong in the system, and kind of a revolutionary text, essay, and that is also what made her very popular and very big at the time.